All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've done our fashion figure, or at least I've done my fashion figures right now. I've worked on my different looks. Just, there are little things that I need to do and obviously touch up as far as like the fingers and the sort of outline of the body and things like that. Nothing too crazy, but I do want to make sure that all your drawings have a sort of complete look to them. We're also going to make sure that we have faces and hair on our actual characters. And the last thing for our designs is just going to do a little bit as far as shoes go. Now, as far as the actual footwear goes, you don't have to go too crazy. You want to realize that if you're looking at your actual fashion model from straight on, and you could see how I've like sort of roughed out those feet in this particular drawing, you're not going to really see the heel of the shoe. So you might want to kind of consider what kind of shoe you're going to be wearing and how complicated they're going to be. So like in this case, I've drawn this with the foot over here to appear like it's sort of facing forward. For something like this, you can keep it really, really simple and literally just make a line like over here. And I'm going to have her basically wearing, some little platform wedges. You can always kind of make what they'll look like in the front. And I think I'm just have mine have a little tie up over here. And just with a little bit of line work, you can give the feet the hint that there are some sort of shoes that the actual figure is wearing. Same thing over here. You can really just use that sort of triangular shape that we made for the front of the foot. Add a little bump on the bottom over here, a little bit like the wedge of the heel of the actual shoe. And you could always change things up. In this case, I'm going to make it as if there's a bunch of like little tie-ups over here. On this side, same kind of thing. And again, I'm doing this because this is sort of the front-on look of the foot. So since we're looking at it straight forward on, we're really not going to see a lot of like the detail of the shoe. That'll all kind of change once we're doing something like the one you see on the end over here, where I see the foot a little bit from the side. Now to draw basically like an arched shoe, something that would have a little bit of a heel on it, what we want to do is we want to kind of turn out the front of the foot and make sure that we're creating the sort of arch as if she's up on her front part of her foot over here, the padded part. This will be from the side, and what I'll do with this one is I'll just make this into a little bit of a wedge, just by adding that heel that would be one part over there. And then again, I want to kind of decide how high up this is going to be. I'm going to make it like a low cut kind of boot. And the same thing for the front. I'll decide where that part will come up on the ankle. I'll make my sort of zip it down the front. I'm creating a line over here to kind of represent the front of the toes, and then just a little bit of material on there would be the bottom. So that's how I would sort of make my little sort of wedge looking kind of boots. Alright, so nothing too complicated, but we do want to kind of just hint that our figure is wearing shoes. Again, you can see what mine look like right now. Totally finished. They've got hair, they've got faces, fingers, and footwear. Switch over. Do a few different ones. In this case, I'm going to do sort of like flats, maybe, or sandals. So I have this sort of triangular shape that is my foot. I'm going to treat this one right over here like the big toe, and just kind of make a couple other little small C-like shapes over here. I'll make this look like a little bit of a sandal, and then just add a little bit of a bottom to that. That's all we need over there. I'll do it again for the other foot. For this foot, again, I've got my sort of triangular shape over here for the foot. on the inside part, I'll make one big, like, letter C almost, okay? And then I'll just continue making a few smaller ones over there. That will be like the front of the foot. I'll make my little flip-flop wedge kind of thing come out there, and add a little bit extra to the bottom. Okay. And give her kind of a slight spring into summer kind of feel. Again, with this one, I'm going to do heels on this one. Foot is kind of at a little bit of an angle. What you can see is I want to draw like the front of the foot where the toes are going to be, a little bump for the heel. I'll add a little heel to it. Now, when you're looking at it from this angle, that heel doesn't have to go all the way down here because you're looking at it from perspective. I can sort of draw a design what the side of the shoe would look like, or the front of the shoe would look like. And that's all you really need for the heel over there. I've got a foot in the background I obviously want to address. And over here I'll just kind of add another heel to it. So for hers, to create some high heels, that's what I would do. This last one, I don't know, let's try something a little different over here. I want to give her sneakers. So what we'll do is we'll look at the triangle that I've made for the foot over here. I'm going to create a sort of bump in the front. That's going to be like where the toes are going to be. I'll sort of separate them up a little bit. I'm going to make this look like the bottom of the sneaker. I'll make the front part of this where the laces are. Tongue of the sneaker. Make them sort of high tops like Jordans. Bring that up for you. I'll do the same thing on this side. This shoe now on this side is at a little bit of an angle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to round off the front of the shoe a little bit, where the toes are going to be. This area right here, since this one's on an angle, that's going to be where my laces are. I'll draw the side of the shoe and the tongue. I'll add a little bit along the bottom. A little bit of a Nike check. And then I have my sneakers. So I've kind of messed around with a couple different looks here. Again, we got faces, clothes, and shoes. So play around with that. Let's see. I think that's good to get started. I'll do some more on Monday.